China's state media warned U.S. President-elect Donald Trump that his pledge to impose additional tariffs on Chinese goods over fentanyl flows could spark a mutually destructive tariff war between the world's two largest economies. Trump, who takes office on January 20th, said he would impose an additional 10% tariff above any additional tariffs on imports from China until Beijing cracks down on the trafficking of chemical precursors used to make the deadly drug fentanyl. The two superpowers are staking out their positions ahead of the former president's return to the White House. Trump's first term resulted in a trade war that disrupted global supply chains and hurt economies worldwide as inflation and borrowing costs spiked. Editorials in Chinese state media outlets China Daily and the Global Times warned the incoming president not to make China a scapegoat for the U.S. fentanyl crisis or take China's goodwill for granted. They argued the justification for additional tariffs is far-fetched and that there are no winners in tariff wars. Economists have already downgraded growth forecasts for China's $19 trillion economy in 2025 and 2026, anticipating the higher tariffs Trump promised during his campaign. They warn Americans to brace for a rise in the cost of living. S&P Global Ratings has lowered its China growth projections, assuming Trump will raise tariffs from around 14% currently to 25% across the board. The threat is rattling China's industrial complex, which exports over $400 billion in goods annually to the U.S. Trump's pick of trade lawyer Jamieson Greer as the new U.S. trade representative signals a continuation of the combative trade policies of his first term. Greer was chief of staff to Trump's former U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer, who renegotiated NAFTA with Canada and Mexico. The president-elect also pledged 25% tariffs on goods from Mexico and Canada, saying they are not doing enough to stop drugs and migrants crossing their borders. But China is expected to bear the brunt of Trump's efforts to reduce the U.S. trade deficit and revive American manufacturing.